Hi, this is the Outdoor Witch. In today's video, I wanted to address a topic that comes back again and again. Is animal communication a scam? Am I making it up? Is it just my imagination and it's actually not real? So it's a question that's coming again and again. In today's video, I want to address it, and I want to address all your doubts and also give you some tips in order to enhance your animal communication. So this is the new place where we're now living in Sweden, in the heart of Sweden. And maybe one day I will do some workshop here on animal communication and animal healing. But for the time being, I believe it's the perfect setting to do more videos on that topic that I'm totally passionate about. And that is enhancing the relationship between people and their animal and the animal kingdom in general. I would really love it if I can help you guys improve the relationship you have nowadays with your animals and the one in the future, because I believe this is the future of mankind, to understand better at a deeper level the beings we share this planet with, like these two beautiful horses. So in this beautiful spot I live with my 13 dogs, a cat, and these two horses. One you might already know, it's Ola. She's now 20, and we just adopted last week this beautiful lady, Stella. She's a standard bred, and she just finished braces. She will be part of the tutorial and videos I will be sharing with you, as well as all the huskies we have and my cat. Are you wondering if animal communication is purely imagination, or whether you are making this up? Is it only your imagination? I've been there, and I totally understand your doubts and where your questions come from. In this video, I'm not only going to answer your questions and address your doubts, but I'm also going to give you some tips to help you with animal communication and enhance your skills. So first, am I making it up? This is a question that comes back over and over again, and along with I can't hear anything, I don't see anything. These are common statements that people tell me when they start animal communication. And it is the same with energy healing. I totally understand this because I've been there. I remember the first time I was asked to feel the energy in my hands, I barely could feel anything. I couldn't feel, hear, or see anything at all either. I was so shut down, and I wasn't even aware of the information my body was sending me, of the energy field around me. Because this is one of the main issues. Intuition, telepathy, and other psychic abilities, as we call them, are totally underdeveloped in our society. We are told to shut them down so early in life. We are told not to listen to our intuition and are asked to do things that go against our gut feelings from a very early age. To please adults, to comply with society rules, to fit in. And we can even be criticized for being a dreamer, unrealistic, or having such a wide imagination. So we stop using these natural skills and don't develop them any further. Luckily, times are changing now, and more people are now awakening and allowing themselves and their children to use and develop psychic abilities. I believe that we are actually all born with such abilities. They are part of who we are. But because they are not promoted in our society, they become something special and supernatural. I wouldn't be surprised if in a few decades they will become the new normal, skills that are part of humans, of the human's toolkit, just like the usual 5 senses: hear, smell, touch, taste and sight. But for now, let's come back to animal communication. These abilities need to be woken up. They are like dormant muscles covered by a layer of fat, which are doubt and skepticism. You will need some practice to feel these muscles again, understand how they work, and how you can make them stronger, work better, and more efficiently. To access the ability to receive information from an animal, you have to step into the dimension of the six senses, which is very subtle and fine. It requires you to calm down the busy mind and overactive thinking to be able to get information from that realm. It requires a different level of awareness to be able to tap into this incredible source of information. So yes, at first when you start practicing, you may feel like you cannot hear anything or are making things up, that it is only your imagination, because it is so faint, so gentle. We are not used to listening to this. We only believe in loud, solid and undeniable piece of information. We are trained to through the telly, movies and social media. We are constantly bombarded by loud and very tangible facts. But here I'm asking you to tune into something far more subtle and delicate. Your intuition, your gut feeling, your imagination. The more you practice, the better you will understand how your intuition and sixth senses abilities work for you, and the stronger they will become. So, how does animal communication work? I want to keep it very simple here, so you don't waste time trying to figure things out. We are all made of energy. Energy is in and all around us. We are all humans, animals, plants, animate and inanimate matter, bathing in an energy field. Now, animals have various ways of communicating, using signals, which can include visual, auditory, and sound-based, or chemical, involving pheromones and tactile, touch-based cues. Another way that animals use to communicate with others and with us is energy vibration or energy waves. These waves are translated by us humans in various ways: images, thoughts, ideas, words, smells, or even tastes. And we are often oblivious of the fact that an idea that we've got actually was sent out by our animal, and we just go and act on it, thinking that we had the idea in the first place. Think about it. Go feed the cat, fill up your dog water bowl, take the dog out for a pee. Have you ever noticed something similar? The way you interpret or translate the information your animals send you is very personal. We usually have one or two predominant senses, and with practice you can develop more. Maybe you already know which one is more dominant for you. Feel, touch, smell, taste, sight, hear. Here's a way to help you figure out which sense or senses are stronger for you. How do you remember things? What are your memories based on? Do you remember places like as images or scenes? Or do you remember more words, sounds, music? Is it like a feeling in your body or on your skin? Do you remember food you ate or drank? Or maybe the clothes you were wearing that day? Is it an overall picture with everything inside? What words are you more likely to use to describe someone or something? For instance, I don't feel anything. It doesn't sound good. It looked amazing. It was delicious. I loved it. Or do you say things like, listen, do you get me? It's like the word you use have an importance in helping you figuring out your dominant type of figurative language. Visual, tactile, auditory, olfactory, or gustatory. Taste. It will give you clues on how you are more susceptible to receive information from the animal, especially at the beginning. And there's no right or wrong, superior or inferior senses, only the one that is right for you. It's also possible that you just know something. You cannot explain it, but you know it. And it can often be the case with your own animal because you spend so much time together. You know them so well. But you probably either don't trust that information you get or are simply not aware that you actually know. I think I could write or do a full video on the psychic senses to describe them in detail, but it's not the point here. I will now give you 6 practical steps to help you develop your animal communication skills. But beforehand, I just want to remind you of these prerequisites. First, respect. It's super important that you respect the animal you want to communicate with, and even if it's your own animal, and therefore always ask for permission to the animals and to the higher self of the animal before starting any communication. If you feel that there's a resistance or that the animal doesn't want to talk to you at that particular moment, acknowledge it and just let them in peace. You can try again later. And if you feel like there's a fear of communicating with a human, you can reassure the animal, let them know that you understand them and that your intention is pure and non-intrusive. But then let them in peace and come back later, very gently again. Like in everything with animals, we have to go at their pace. Don't try to rush it. And some animals need time to open up. The second thing is love. Love is the energy that allows a connection. It is a powerful tool, a very powerful energy. Feel the love you have for the animal. If it is your own, it's usually super easy. Unconditional is pure, and conditional love isn't. It's full of expectations and actually of fears. So make sure that you connect from this place of pure love for the animal. And when you activate this beautiful, pure energy, the communication can flow with so much more ease. I've made other videos and articles on the 7 principles to animal communication. So go check them out. I'll put the link in the description box below. Now, the 6 practical steps to develop your animal communication skills. The first one, super obvious in a way, it's practice. Practice, practice, practice. You cannot master skiing or painting like a pro without practicing. And it's exactly the same with animal communication. So the more you practice, the better you get. Don't be afraid to make mistakes or misinterpret something. It will help you develop and fine-tune your skills. Second, calm your busy mind down. To be able to receive and tune into your subtle psychic abilities, you need to calm your active and busy mind down. To do this, you can use breathing techniques or any meditation, relaxation techniques. It will then increase your awareness level. You have to go in this state of mindfulness. You have to be in the present moment. And when you are in the present moment, in the now, you cannot think. If you think, you are not in the present moment. So lower your mental activity, calm your mind down, and that will help you tremendously communicate with your animal. The third tip is connect with the heart. Animal communication isn't a mind-to-mind communication. It is a heart-based communication. A heart connects to another heart. A soul is communicating with another soul. Open your heart. Imagine that you are connecting with the soul and the heart of the animal. And let the information flow naturally between the two. Don't force it. It's not a hard mental activity. Let it sink in or flow to you. Another tip is don't let doubt stop you. Because of course you might doubt yourself. We all do. It's like the little devil on your shoulder. But let it be. Be aware of the doubt, but don't pay attention to it. Don't give it any energy, so don't resist it. If you resist doubt, you give it energy, and that means you give it food and power. Be aware of that doubt and let it be. Do you doubt what you are thinking about? The answer you got to a question? Say it anyway, write it down, and then check it. Ask for feedback from the animal person or with other confirmation you will get later on. But write everything down, even if you doubt you actually really heard it, felt it, or understood it right, write it down. If it's with your own animal that you're doing a communication, answer the question you think you get from them anyway, even if you doubt it. Assume that it is true and speak out loud to your animal friend what you get. Sometimes it's really strange or it doesn't really make sense, but write it down as it comes. So you may also have an image from a place, a memory, or something from your past. Your brain is actually translating information that the animal sends by image, words, or situations it knows. But you have to interpret it with your own background and history. So what does this picture or this memory remind you of? How do you feel, or did you feel then? Every clue, everything is important when you get an image or a thought coming through as you are doing an animal communication. At first, you may not be sure of what you get, but trust the first impressions, the first ideas, gut feeling you had. And remember, it is really subtle. If nothing comes through, make your best guess. And if you can, get feedback. And step by step, you will understand how information comes to you and how you translate it. Another super useful tip. Look at the world through the animal's eyes. This is a technique that works super well, and I've used it a lot of times. I really encourage you to try it. Step into the animal's shoes and look at the world through their eyes. So do it this way. Proceed as usual to connect with the animal. Then think of the questions you want to ask the animal. Now, imagine that you step into the body and you can see, perceive and feel things through their eyes, through their senses, through their body. Think of the question again and note whatever answer or information comes through and write it down. It's extremely powerful, very useful to understand the animal point of view and to make sure that the answer you get comes from them. Now the last tip I want to give you is know your why. Why do you want to communicate with animals? What are you interested in knowing? Because everything is about intention. So being aware of what you really are interested in and setting the intention will greatly improve your communication. Again, there's no right or wrong intention or interest, as long as it is done with respect and care for the animal. Well, let me give you an example. I love animal communication as it enhances my daily life and work with my own cat, horses, and the home dogs we have and husky. So it makes our life easier and I love talking with them. When I work with other people's animals, it must have a purpose and bring some added value to both the animal and their person. My main concern in this respect is the well-being and harmony between the human and their animal. So I get very good information on health issues, on potential conflict, and I can also be very good at emergency situation. But it's much harder for me to get information about the color of the bed of the dogs or their favorite toy or snacks, except if it has any relation to an issue at hand. Otherwise, I rarely get the information, because actually I don't see any interest in that. And some communicators are really great at giving this kind of details. So it's really up to you. Maybe you will discover through practice what you are best at, what information comes easily to you, and which doesn't. So try, be curious. So I really wish you a lot of fun. Let me know how it goes for you in the comments. And in the next video, we'll do an exercise where I'll help you really connect with the animal and get in that space where the communication can flow with a lot more ease. So that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll be back very soon with another video. Take care. Bye.